Howdy, folks, and welcome to NotJay Builds episode 13, 50 Shades of Grey. Now, you might be asking, what the fuck is NotJay on about? Well,
those days.
Yeah, exactly. Let's admit that a vast majority of the people in the hobby have gray. And there's a lot of people that play miniatures with these types of ships.
Okay, there we go. Good. Okay. I'm about to say, if we're going on some sort of weird rant about how the hobby is graying and dying out, then I'm going
to...
Thank God. That shit pisses me off to no end.
No. 50 Shades of Battleship Gray.
That I like. That I can do.
So, gray on the face and on top of the head, and gray on my ships. It's all good. Even a specular gray. So last week I put this sucker together. It went together really, really well. What was a pain in the ass was all of the black stickers on the canopy. They took a lot longer to apply than they really should have because, well, their sticker doesn't... Bandai's sticky doesn't stick real well. So, there you go. Charles was here early, says, I'll be waiting, just listening to some chill music from the 60s. Heavier the better. There you go. Hizzy Cat says, sup, Charles. Charles comes back a little bit just before the show saying, working on turn 2 for my orcs. Turn ins for one side as soon as one unit fails its initiative. There you go. And then Guaya Chris says, hey, everyone. Gray is my favorite primer color, so neutral. Meander Mike says, 50 Shades of Greetings. And my wife just sneaks in on me without making noise and scares the living shit out of me.
Hi, Donna.
McMurray says hi.
That's what I do.
Yes, that's what she does. Telemachus says, ho, ho, ho. Ninguea says, well done, Meander Mike, with that. And says, one of my favorite grays is Dolphin Gray from Deco Art. So there you have it. We're all caught up. Like I said on Wednesday, there's no sales currently going on that I'm aware of over at Wiley Games, but
challenge or discount code RW McMurray 23.
Yep, RW McMurray 23 gets you, what is it, 10%?
No, it's like 20 or 25. It's fucking
wow.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's wild as shit. Get after it, guys. Make sure you're getting bigger battles and Horse and Musket too.
Yeah, right now the go-to game that they're wanting everybody to look at and take a look at is Fistful of Lead Reloaded version 2, basically the original Fistful of Lead that's been updated, well, twice now. Once because it was reloaded, and now it's reloaded version 2. So I guess it's reloaded. It's something like that. Anyway, it is what started the greatness of Wiley Games. So definitely. Yes, RW McMurray 23 gets you the 10, 20, maybe even 25%. It's nuts. If you have not used it before. Now, it will not work on bundles because bundles you are already getting a discount on. So remember, no bundles.
Yeah, bundles are already wild.
Right. Let's see here. Fistful of Lead version 2 is awesome. Totally get it and buy the merch. There you go. Ninguay says, I'd call it double cocked.
There you go. Double cocked.
There you go. So
I don't know what that means, but all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Mike, it might have to be all caps, but yes.
Possibly, yes. Yeah. Also, my dear sweet wife picked up these for me. I mean, who doesn't love a Pez dispenser? And who doesn't love a Pez dispenser that looks like Chewbacca? and R2D2, right? What flavors of heads do we got here?
You need to make a brown wash to get this big old terrain piece. And I don't have a brown, like, crappy paint. That's bugging the hell out of me.
So I've got raspberry and strawberry with Chewbacca. And then with R2D2, I think I got the same flavors. Yep, raspberry and strawberry. Now, what's cool about this R2D2 is he is about the same size as the original 1977 R2D2 from Hasbro.
Question. So if
40.
mixing opposites on the color wheel makes brown, would mixing all three primary colors make brown?
Theoretically, I would test it with a couple little drops of each.
Boy, howdy, let's get this show on the road, buddy.
Let's see. What's this thing in here in the Pez thing?
I used to have like 8 gajillion shitty. I gotta find those things. Hang on. Like apple.
Try all the flavors, collect all the dispensers, visit us. I don't think I'm going to go to 23 Prindle Hill Road in Orange, Connecticut, but yeah. Fun fact number 2, the word Pez was created using the first, middle, and last letter in the German word for peppermint, which is Pfefferminz. There you go. Who knew?
Usually not me. I don't know what we knew, but usually not me.
Well, like I said, the word Pez is a contraction of the German word Pfefferminz.
For peppermints?
Yeah, Pfefferminz. Pfefferminz. Pez. There you go. Let's look. So I think R2D2 is going to get some strawberry going here.
Oh, you got Pez with your Pez dispensers?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, this guy doesn't miss a beat. Not that any of you guys would have tolerated us missing a beat, but Chris doesn't miss a beat.
Right.
I strongly suspect we would have been ridiculed for that, but that's okay because we're not going to anymore.
The level of ridicule would have been high.
Understandable.
Yeah, anyway, I get to chew what Chewbacca spits out.
It's a little weird, but he's not wrong.
No. I have already used RW McMurray 23. Any other codes floating around out there?
NotJay might still be a code.
Yeah, you might still be able to use all caps NotJay, NotJay. If I remember correctly, that one is only 10%. I'm not as cool as McMurray is.
Buddy, you're telling me.
I know, right?
I'm just fucking with you.
What are you missing? Besides your brown? All right. How is it that 7-year-old me figured this shit out and 53-year-old me is still having fucking problems?
Because Pez are complicated. They're teeny tiny little candies. And they're too delicious to fiddle around with.
There we go. There we go. Let the Wookiee bogart the Pez. He gets angry if you bogart the Pez. There you go. I've got a new R2. I got a new plan. Let the Wookiee win.
I think the Wookiee is currently winning, guys.
Well, actually, it's R2D2 that I'm filling up here.
Oh, okay. Disregard. Never mind, guys.
And it works. Hot diggity daffodils. All right. We'll worry about the rest of this later. Original Grognard's in here. Howdy, buddy.
What's up, Devin?
So let's go ahead and dive in and take a look at Boba Fett. Now, last week, we already looked at what was inside. So this week, we're actually going to put it together. We're going to start with... start with the head. Can't go wrong there, right?
Everybody likes a little bit of head.
Oh, yeah. Can't go wrong with a little head. So, I hope everybody's week has been good. I know if Warmut was here, he would be making, some sort of crack about it being hotter in Arizona. But right now, it's fucking hotter than hell in my house. Because electricity is so fucking expensive, we don't have the air conditioner on right now. And it got up to 93 today.
It did. It is hot as balls, officially. That is the official temperature in the St. Louis area right now, is hot as balls.
Yep.
Can confirm. It has been hot as balls. It will continue to be hot as balls. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, and let's be honest, anything above 90 is hot. There's
anything
no,
above 90 is friggin' miserable.
Yeah. I'm sitting here sweating because it's hot. But, at least I'm sweating, right?
Accurate. Don't stop doing that.
Yeah, when you stop sweating is when you start worrying. No, it's not as bad as my dad's. My dad told us the other day that he had a heat index of 123. You want to talk hot? That's hot.
That's warm, buddy. And is he still in Tejas?
Yeah. Yes, he is. And I think yeah. Oh, I need A6 and B6. Okay. This is A6. I need B6. What do I do with... Oh, here it is. Oh, so Meandering Mike just said NotJay in all caps is 10%, and it does apply to a bundle.
Jackpot.
So, guys.
We're like the golf bag of discounts around here. Like, whatever you need, we got the discount code for it on Wiley Games.
Right.
I'm all right with that. I think Jay and Robin would probably be all right with that, too.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, they wouldn't give us these codes to hand out unless, they wanted people to use them, right? So, it's one of those situations. Better to hand out goodies.
Seriously, though, go get Horse and Musket 2 in Bigger Battles, and you can play along with the pirate games I'll be putting on at Battles and Brews.
There you go. Oh, there we are. That's the part I'm looking for. Walkabout Games. Chris Long says, NotJay's got you covered. Yes. NotJay and McMurray have got you covered. We look out for our peeps.
Accurate. Best damn listener base on the YouTubes.
Yes, it is. It's without a doubt.
Except for Nick.
Except for
guy from Arizona's in the crowd. That Arizona guy I could take or leave, but other than that, the rest of you guys are awesome.
Are you?
I gotta admit though, it's a whole lot less fun when he's not here.
Are you bad-mouthing the mutt?
Oh, of course, always.
Well, shit, that looks snazzy already, guys. Look at that. I'm going to go ahead and turn the slide on. There we go. We're looking snaztastic. All right, what's my next piece? Go ahead and set that aside. And then I need A5 and A14. Where's the A14? There we are. So you've been sweating balls off out in the woods the last couple of weeks, and you got, what, one more week to go?
Officially, yes, sweating my face off. Yeah, it's, yep, one more week. It is supposed to be hotter than it has been. I'm looking forward to it. It's always good. Yep, another. So I won't be here with you this Saturday, or this Wednesday, excuse me. But I don't even know if the following Wednesday. I mean, obviously, sorry, I'm here every Wednesday when I'm not down there. So yes, absolutely. Oh, what up, weirdo?
Hey, Jeffy.
Saying that at our general listeners, I'm saying that at one very particularly weird listener, who should just be here.
Facts.
You have the link, Jeffrey. You have the technology. I love you, buddy, but hop on. Jeffrey's been contributing to my Hex Encounter delinquency extra as of late.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What do you
Those of you who follow Wardrobe Plays World War II, we were live yesterday night, pretty spur of the moment, because the Hexy himself talked me into starting the blind sword system. So we unboxed 2 of those. And as soon as I'm done playing Gettysburg 76 and Across 5 April's Gettysburg, to complete that series, I will be jumping into blind sword as well. So probably by mid-July, we'll be blind sorting.
Sounds good to me.
It's something, man. Did I tell you that I think I have a ACW Complete War game that you might enjoy / wrap around?
I think you might have mentioned something, but I don't.
Yeah, GDW's A House Divided.
Okay.
It's point to point, so it's not strictly Hex Encounter, but
right.
It's quite good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's not real complicated. There's some little intricacies though that make it more than just, basic boring, okay, move here, go here, move here, go here. So hopefully you'll find it quite entertaining. I know I did. I had a ball with it, even though again it's certainly not a heavy game. But in its simplicity, it's easy to learn, difficult to master. It's hard as shit to get a real good headway going, which is appropriate and a cool part that I'm happy they managed to work into the game.
Cool.
You can't just steamroll as either side, to be honest with you, which is good.
Right.
Quite often games favor one side over the other, and that one is pretty even, to be honest with you. But yeah.
Very cool.
I think you'll like it. It's certainly not the U.S. Civil War, but
right.
U.S. Civil War is pretty involved, to be honest with you.
It is.
I'm not sure I'd bite that one off. But yeah, A House Divided is certainly a game that you can sit down and play and have fun playing. It's not a brain buster,
right,
so to speak. Which, granted, what some people consider brain busters, some people find intuitive and not bad. But yeah, like I know Todd considers Chain of Command to be a brain buster, but I personally really enjoy Chain of Command, and I find it to be pretty intuitive. Not entirely, but pretty intuitive.
Yeah. I've always felt the chain of command was. I mean, there is a little bit of a step to get into it, but once you get there, it's
Yeah.
it's pretty easy. Let's be honest.
It's one of those things where once you do it a few times, it's not too bad. The rule book is not the greatest, but you can get the PDF that's hot linked, and that goes a huge way to making the rule book a whole lot easier to digest and not necessarily manage isn't the right word, but kind of keep track of, get a hold of,
Right.
Yeah. Man, I tell you what, I got home and I got bugs crawling out of me, crawling out of my pack. I forgot about that little delightful side effect of the woods.
Yeah. There is that.
But yeah, I like it. Like, it's still worth it. It's just funny to see, like, why the hell is there a great big wolf spider in my living room? Stuff like that.
Yeah, Wolfie there can go about his way.
No, he gets stomped. He could go about his way if he wasn't in my living room, but he's in my living room, so.
Well, I would do my best to catch him and then release him outside.
No, those sons of bitches fight you and they sting and itch like crazy.
That's what the cup and piece of paper is for.
Oh, no.
Hey, you do you, man.
That's fair.
I'm not going to.
Chris, is that Epic ACW or what? I know that you were working on Epic ACW. I don't know if that's still what you're doing or if you have done your traditional and hammered that project out and started on the next one. For those of you who don't know, Chris over at Walkabout Games paints like a madman, a true madman.
Yes, he does.
He makes Warmutt and I look like rank amateurs.
Ah, there we go.
Not that Warmutt doesn't paint a whole lot either, but yeah.
B5. Bingo!
Warmutt completed his goal of 250 for the painting challenge.
Oh, nice.
A little while back, yeah. I am at like 420 out of 500 last I checked. But if those boats are worth 20 each, I've got those, some 15s, or I'm not, sorry. I do have some 15s that I need to put in there, those ACW. That was really dumb. That was not the way to get points through this thing, because 3 painted 15s on a base for Fire and Fury is still only 1 point. That was pretty silly. But,
yeah.
But other than that, so that's another 14 points, I think. And then, so I did those 120 to get me up to 413. So that'd be another 12 points. 12 points. That's up to 425. One ship is right over here. I can actually finish that while I'm standing here.
Cool.
And then that'll put me up to 445. And then we're just a hop, skip, and a jump. I might even have the big creatures right over here to get it done.
There you go. Now, we do have the actual winner of all of this. He's just joined us.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Hexy is with us.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. So he has won officially, according to the book of Hex to Hex.
Yeah, well, I mean, he said he would do one, and he's done one.
Jeff has done far more than one miniature, and I'm very, very proud of him for that.
So,
Andrew, you got a comment from the developer, Herman Lutman, you need to respond to.
Oh, baby. All right. That's kind of terrifying, actually. What do you say? Don't play my game, you ignorant snob?
No, you're going to go look at it and respond to it yourself. I already have.
Okay, just a minute. I'm painting something right quick. Now I'm all excited, man. Herman Lutman's a big deal, dude. shit. I got wet paint on the palette. It's a wash, so it's going to get boogered up.
Chris Long says he's doing more of Buford's Cav in Epic.
There you go.
He backed a ton of Kickstarters for scenery for some winter projects. How's your weather there in West Virginia?
Say that again.
How's your weather there in West Virginia?
We've actually been getting rain that we've needed. Thank God.
Oh man, we could use some rain here. Oh yeah. Ah, slicker than owl shit. Look at this. His little doohickey goes up and down. That's slicker than owl shit right there, boys. That's cool. All right, it's body time. Tightly fit the parts as far as they will go. Isn't that like how you're supposed to always do it? Fit. All right, whatever.
Excuse me.
So you've been playing any golf?
Very bad golf, and now I'm going to take a break for about 2 or 3 days because I can't make a 2-foot putt to save me right now.
Oh no,
and it's killing me.
I can imagine. Well, we'll blame it on the the wet. We'll blame it on the wet conditions.
This usually I go through this routine every year about the same time, and then about beginning of August, end of July, I start working on it. I start coming back to normal. So
there you go.
Sorry, guys. I'm back. He did comment. I'm all excited.
He's very, very, very good about that.
He just said that I noticed a difference in the two rule books, and he commented on that. Just kind of saying that one is an old style rule book and one is a newer style.
Yeah. Hey, OG, you still on here?
Devin. Paging Devin to the courtesy counter. Devin to the courtesy counter. There you go. Speaking of Devin, I got a bone to pick with Devin too. I actually don't. I don't. I was going to say I was starting to look at. So I've been painting a number of things, right? Some minorly related to this, some not. Mostly for kind of the painting challenge and battles and brews, etc. But one of the things that I know Jeff is aware of that I've been eyeing and thinking about and pondering on and doing all this for a while now is
shoot Devin an invite, Chris.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. Is putzing around with one of their old rule sets that Bill Molyneux did and trying to adapt it to some minor ACW. It's real light. So don't.
Did you see those 3 links or that link to those 3 games that I saw that Gilbert Collins had that were like the French and Indian War or the War of 1812 or something like that?
Yeah, the ones that they're Bill Molyneux's, right? Because he did the one with, well, he did a bunch, but he did Muskets and Tomahawks, and then he's released several others that are all kind of, I think it's a rework of the same system, but with different scenarios and divided up, because then he's got 3 boxes for 1812 as well.
Right.
But yeah. But I mean, that system is simple enough that even a bonehead like me can kind of wrap my head around it to maybe do some stuff. You know what I mean?
So, Dev.
Mr. Devin.
Oh my God.
Stuff last night, but then y'all turned around and did it again today, and I did. Of course, I wasn't here, but how did it end up? Oh, here we go.
Oh,
You ran him off, Jeff.
thanks, Jeff.
Devin, come back.
Sorry.
Come on. Jeff. So this, folks, is why we can't have nice things, and the answer is 100% the Reed boy.
Yeah, it's all Todd's fault.
It's always Todd's fault, to be fair.
Shit,
This is not the first time it's been Todd's
he
fault.
was on 4 nights in a row playing that Napoleon game.
I know, man. He's so into it's now Wardrobe plays World War II and ACW and sometimes Napoleonics and assembles ping pong tables.
You know, ping pong tables get you 70,000 views.
He's probably pushing 75 at this point in time because it's been a little while since I looked.
And he's back.
Yeah.
Well,
Basically, guys, Wardrobe is
He's a Renaissance
big
man.
deal in the home ping pong table assembly community.
I can tell McMurray got into the drug locker at work tonight.
No, McMurray just has a lot of caffeine, and McMurray has not had any caffeine for the last good long while at camp.
So Jeff, you wanted to know what happened with Point Blank?
Yeah,
how
did they flip sides?
No. We only had like a half hour left, so we just went ahead and talked about tactics and things that Keith should have done, and some of my design philosophy behind how I designed it, plus changes that obviously the scenario need to be made because I can't play test my own scenarios.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. So there's Warfighter and there's Undaunted, right? Now, I've never played either of those, but I've watched a lot of people playing, and I can't see why they're not choosing this one instead of those two.
Well, I know Warfighter pretty much can be played solo, and that really is a huge freaking draw and huge pull for people nowadays. I mean, we have to make sure we have a solo component in all games that we put out now. Irritates me to no end, but that's the way it is. So Warfighter's got a lot of options. There's they're coming out with a fantasy version, which honestly I kind of want to get my hands on. And honestly, Point Blank is kind of, a lot of people see it as a ripoff of Upfront. Shares a lot of the same DNA, but it shares more DNA with Upfront than anything else, and I'm sure you've noticed that during the gameplay last night. So, yeah, we are working on an expansion, Winter Victory, focusing mainly on the Bulge. We're bringing 2 or 3 new objectives, like 3 new vehicles, including the King Tiger, a bunch new terrain types, new rules for fighting in the winter. It's going to have like 12 to 15 scenarios. Plus, we're going to be putting the new map panels in there, 2-sided, one side for summer, autumn, fall, and the other side for winter. So yeah, and we're working. Sean wants to do the Pacific next, but I think David wants to do more of the Eastern Front. So more Point Blank goodness is coming. So
well, yeah, it should. I agree.
But
more of this should be coming too. More of this Frenchy
stuff.
Yeah.
Terry has already got like 4 other games in the queue, and he's almost done designing the next one. Honestly, if China will ever get off their freaking butts and get our games printed, when we fulfill first victories, we're going to just step right into his next game. So
I'm looking forward to it. I think with this one here is because I don't know a whole bunch about Portugal. It's cool to see this, and this is a good scale to step into this. It's not massive, but I ain't even got to the brigade rules yet, and I'm still pumped about this damn game. I'm actually really enjoying the hell out of this.
Well, we do have another Naps game that you're probably going to get a prototype copy to check out.
Sweet.
It's a company scale, and it kind of has a lot of shared DNA with Nations at War. So
okay, I'm down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. We'll be shooting you off a copy of that at some point when we get closer to doing the game found for that. McMurray, you said you had bones to chew with me. Lay them on me.
Oh no, I was just wondering how much, if any, you communicated with Bill Mullen. I would think he'd be pissed if I started tinkering with his system from tomahawks and mohawks or whatnot.
Yeah, no, I doubt he would be pissed at all. He's just happy that people see his game and his game is out there and people are playing it still, because he designed that, 12, 15 years ago.
Oh yeah,
So,
it's been a minute.
Yeah,
Thank you,
it's
Chris.
been out there a while. I mean, honestly, it's the one thing I love about his games, the Bloody Mohawk and the French and Indian, all that stuff. The scenarios are very small, very tight, self-contained, one mappers.
Exactly.
There's an appeal to that. You've got to love that. But to me, it's also the downside, because it's like, small scenario, one bad dice roll one way or one good dice roll. I mean, they're marvelous games. Don't get me wrong. I'd recommend them as entry-level war games all day long. Plus, you really can convert them to miniatures real easy. So
Yeah.
that's another big thing. Do it, 6, 10, 15 millimeter. You can easily convert those. So
I have
yeah,
a lot of
we
Geohex, and that's happening.
well, that HeroScape is coming back. Hasbro failed in their Kickstarter of it. They didn't make the 2 million or whatever they wanted, but I think Rebel Games has picked it up, and now they're going to be doing it. So, we're going to get the HeroScape hexes back, which I know the BattleTech people are actually absolutely going to love, because that works perfectly for BattleTech.
Correct.
So,
but yeah, no, it works well for real simple, kind of one-off, like, because God damn it. Sorry, you guys are good. I was holding the paintbrush in my mouth in case you couldn't hear it, and I dropped it on my chest.
well, at least you didn't stick the bristles with the paint in your mouth. I've done that a time or two.
I'd almost rather do that. I just got paint on one of my favorite Hawaiian shirts.
If it's water soluble paint, then yeah, just throw it in the washing machine real quick.
It is. It'll get taken care of. But what I was going for is that it's what I was looking for, especially in relation to, was there's a lot of Missouri ACW stuff that is by no means big enough for a game, right? Like, nobody's going to develop rules for the Battle of Kirksville or the Battle of Fredericktown. But
don't be so sure. I think GMT's Great Battles of the American Civil War would work at that scale.
except for that I'm not insane, Devin.
Well, okay.
I'm going to need a lock and load coffee mug. I can see that now.
We have them.
I'm going to have to get me one of those. Y'all been kind enough to me. I'm going to have to buy me a mug.
God forbid. But my point is that being, especially because it's real, like, scale of conflict agnostic, right? Like, that game has whatever Washington's first, like, skirmish between a couple hundred men all the way up to the Battle of Quebec.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
Well, and that is also the really cool thing about Bill's work, is that it is scalable. I mean, each unit is not a platoon, or it's not a company or a battalion. It's whatever it needs to be for the scenario that you're playing. So.
Yep, exactly. And so I think I played in a homebrew scenario that somebody had done using those rules for the Battle of St. Louis in 1780, and that was super cool. That kind of got me kickstarted on the I got to get my hands on these rules thing, as you know. And now that I've played through most of the scenarios in that box. Big fan. And so the mind naturally wandered to, okay, is this what I can play, Fredericktown in?
Easily, yeah.
So that's pretty exciting. I'm excited to do that, try it, game a bunch of little Missouri ACW stuff that Jeffy's never heard of because it's not cool enough to be out by him, which is understandable.
Like the assault on Sally's General Store.
Yeah, dude. Bailey's General Store in Knoblich, Missouri. Also the post office. Still to this day. I'm not kidding. But yeah. Actually, Jeff, you'll find this remotely interesting. I was actually at a spot this past week along the Little St. Francis River where allegedly some Confederate guerrillas back in the day shot down at Union troops passing through in response to Sterling Price's invasion of Missouri in 1864.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'll just make a simple statement here. I think I'm just as pumped up about you playing those Civil War games as you are.
There's a distinct possibility that yes, you are.
And the longer you delay on that, when you come back, which I know you have to because you've already promised you need to play a couple more Gettysburg games. But fortunately for us, those are fast-playing games.
Yeah, they are.
We're going to see a whole new side of McMurray when he plays one of these blind sword games.
Yes, I am very excited. Hell, one of them, when I play both of them, I think, again, I'm still sitting here going back and forth. Do I want to play the little scenario out of Longstreet Attacks first, or do I want to play Wilson's Creek first?
Well, Wilson's Creek, that would probably be the better one to get a quick learn of the game because it's less counters.
Well, that's the thing. The little round top scenario out of Longstreet Attacks is designed to be an introduction to the system. I wish there was something that was in a big flat open field, but I don't think that's a thing. So, yeah, because I was looking for something that's just a big fight in an open field, but that wasn't. I couldn't find that. I don't believe that's actually part of the system, to be honest with you.
Right.
But yeah, so that
go ahead.
No, you're fine. I'm babbling at this point.
So not to bring up anything too triggery for Devin, but where are we with Blood and Fury?
I'm gonna disappear now. That's
No, I'm not going to berate you about it. I understand that China is being a bunch of douche nozzles.
Well, for some reason, China. Well, actually, no. We know why China is doing this. They still have full 100% COVID lockdowns over there. Fortunately, where our printer is is kind of out in the boondocks and the boonies, so they really haven't suffered full 100%, but they have suffered COVID lockdowns.
Yeah.
And we have no idea where in the queue any of our games are at. So it kills me. I was hoping to have World at War by, July or August. I just don't know at this point, and it irritates me to no end. It irritates David to no end. The natives are getting restless. We're getting. I mean, okay, it's been 7 months since the Kickstarter
just
ended.
Say that the natives are getting restless.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
There have been some real. I'm gonna be nice about it.
You don't have to be nice about it.
There was a real douche canoe on Facebook.
Yeah, that Chris guy. Jeez.
No.
Yeah, goes by the nickname of NotJay, I think. Yeah, he's a real.
Yeah, he's a real piece of work. No, this other cat, which just.
Well, you're not reading the Game Found comments.
Oh, those are even worse.
Oh yes, and not for I mean, honestly, I get why people are pissed. It has been 7 months. But by the same token, you got to remember sometimes with Kickstarters, you'll wait 2-3 years before they'll fulfill. I mean, I hate that it's taken us this long because I mean, okay, yeah, it's not our fault that China's wherever it is in the queue and China's not getting to it quick enough. However, we're the face of it, so we take the blame for it. But,
Let's be
is
honest
what it
here.
is.
We should probably just go ahead and start an international incident and rename the episode, Chris.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm here for it. Let's do it. Full blown. No holding back.
Yeah, but the problem is we do an international incident like that, we may never get the copies in.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, we caused a big enough international incident. We won't be worrying about that anymore. So,
Well, yeah.
go big or go home, right?
Walkabout Games has a good question for me. Have you looked at Eastern European for printers? I've heard a lot of people are switching. Yes, a lot of people are switching. In fact, we were looking at the company Tectiki Strategia. The guy,
It's easy for you to say.
not
Yeah,
really.
what the hell did you just say?
It's Polish for tactics and strategy, and he does a magazine.
Those 4 games I bought were from them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they're not bad games. The English translation leaves a lot to desire, and some of the games I couldn't play because the translation wasn't great. But they have started going to much thicker counter sheets and the rounded corners, kind of like how we have. But as much as I hate to say it, China's still cheaper right now. So,
Well, their thing with the 4 games that I bought, they had 3 of the 4. The only thing I didn't like, I mean, you're right, the rules translation thing, but I haven't gotten deep into that yet anyhow. But their informational counters, they were putting them like on paper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's they're on card stock, and since you've bought multiple, I own 5 or 6 of their games myself, and yeah, it's the fortifications and the entrenchments. They're the same for every game in the system, and they're all printed on that glossy card stock. So yeah, that was. But the way I look at it, I mean, I'm old school. I am old school. I'm 1970s old school, and we didn't really have good components. I mean, take a look at some of the early SPI games. 3 colors if you were lucky.
Right.
So I'm okay with lower quality components just because it's what I grew up on. It's prejudice of my youth, whatever, yada, yada, yada. I mean, some of my favorite games in existence are the old metagame concept games, which were those Ziploc pocket size that you could buy for like $2.95 when they came out. Those games were fantastic. And literally most of the maps were just 2 colors. And the counters were maybe 4 color. So I'm okay with lower quality components. I mean, yeah, sure, nice, good, big component, kind of like what you're playing right there, Jeff. It's lovely to have, but I don't need it. So, but that's not the norm for people.
I mean, let's be honest. Do we need any of this stuff?
No, but
Yes.
we want it.
Yeah, I mean, the want level is high.
Without GBACW, Jeff might actually die. So let's not get too crazy here.
Okay. I mean, fair point.
You got to give me one thing, okay? You got to give me
Meandering Mike says Reese isn't on. Anyone else have any experience with Vallejo Mud? Any advice or tips?
Hey,
Yeah, dude, I'm the one who turned Reese onto that shit.
Neither,
It's awesome.
neither does Reese because he lost it, remember?
Yeah.
No. He found it.
Oh, did he?
It's been found.
What's up, Mike? What's your question, buddy? I use that stuff constantly.
And I apologize for not getting to you quicker on that meandering, Mr. Mike. But McMurray was just on a tear, so I normally
sorry.
let him go until he winds down. It's best that way.
Which tear was that? The international incident or Jeff needing blind sword? Or needing GBACW?
All of them.
Okay. What's up, Mike?
Everything for the last 15 minutes.
Well, that's fair.
He wants to use it on a Swamp Raptor base.
Yeah.
So just slap it on.
Yeah,
Call
dude.
it good.
I'm about to say get it nasty, and then if you've got some one thing that I've done with it is I'll do that, and then I'll put like a gloss or a satin over it, especially on the low spots, then come back and dry brush a color on top of it. And that does a ridiculously good swamp thing. You know what I mean? Without having to get into the ridiculous headache that is, water effects and all that nonsense. Plus you're talking dinosaurs, which getting me going here, Mr. Mike. Getting me going.
Yeah.
Please tell me they're fighting Napoleonic riflemen.
Saw that one picture of the raptor on the Discord. It's a little bit big for a raptor, but
She's a clever girl.
Yeah, aren't real raptors like the size of big chickens?
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you not see the documentary, Chris?
The big ones were the Utah velociraptors, but they still didn't get to the size that they were in Jurassic. There's so many things in Jurassic Park I absolutely hate. It's like the Dilophosaurus, the spitter.
Jeff
yeah.
Goldblum.
Well, no, I'm okay with Jeff Goldblum. I like Chaos Theory anyway. So, but it's like for the Dilophosaurus, they've only found like 30% of a complete Dilophosaurus skeleton, and there's no indication that the thing had frills or spat poison. So,
How do you know that it didn't, Jeff?
You are absolutely correct. We do not know that it didn't, but we also do not know if it did. So,
That's fair.
it's like, I mean, hey, Ankylosauruses may have had wings. We can't prove that they didn't have wings.
Damn,
You
that'd be
know.
cool, man.
I kind of would be.
That'd be super awesome. Those actually be some big ass wings, but
Yeah, well,
So-
yeah, you're looking at Quetzalcoatlon level of wings to probably get an Anki off the ground.
yeah, dude.
So
Maybe
the,
it's just. What's up,
the-
Chris?
the thing is, have you ever seen the skull of a hippopotamus?
We're gonna get into some real weird crypto archaeology here, guys, and I hope you're into it. Cause
Yeah. So think about this. What if we didn't know what a hippopotamus looked like and we came across the skull of the hippopotamus? That'd be the most terrifying fucking thing on the face of this planet.
in all fairness, hippopotamuses are pretty goddamn terrifying.
They are, but
Yeah,
they don't look terrifying.
Their
You
skulls
see one
do.
open its mouth?
Oh no, I get that, but you know,
They do look pretty cuddly on their face.
yeah, I mean, they got the big old puffy noses, you know.
and they're fat.
The at least I'm sure this is the way it is in a lot of places with hippopotamuses. They actually put paint on their noses and then make art with hippo noses.
What?
Yeah,
Who is dumb enough to get that close to a goddamn hippopotamus?
the San Antonio Zoo.
Okay, that's fair. Zoo people are fucking weird. That's
Yeah.
they're not wrong.
Somebody who's made the hippopotamus is very well fed before.
Exactly.
Oh, even that,
Exactly.
That scares the
Um,
hell out of me.
Let's see. Mike says it isn't an earth raptor. It's a Jargono raptor, Shadows of Brimstone. Oh, okay. And then he says hippos are very dangerous. Many humans killed every year. Yeah.
Well,
So the thing with
the-
hippos, they're the most dangerous fucking land animal in Africa, besides humans.
Well, and
Yeah,
the
well,
funny
that's
thing,
hard to beat.
the funny thing is, they didn't even realize that hippos were omnivores until like the 1950s.
Yeah. Yeah.
They just thought they were omnivores. They had no idea until people started getting munched on them, and they had video proof of people getting munched on by the hippos.
Yup.
So
Accurate.
Those things are fucking wild, man. Hard pass. That's going to be a no for me, dog. To quote the great Randy Savage, or Randy Jackson. I'm sorry, not Randy Savage. What the hell am I talking about? That's the late great Randy Jackson, and I'm pretty sure he's not dead. So just the great Randy Jackson. But yeah,
Yeah. The great, not the late, or he could be the late.
he is the super great Randy Jackson.
I mean, if he's on like at 2:00 at night or in the morning, he could be the late.
It's true. Christopher, I'm just about done with this here boat.
Outstanding. I am currently working on the waist and hips of Boba Fett. I've got his torso and helmet done.
Again, we're going back to me talking about how I saw the documentary earlier, but I've listened to the lecture by Shakira. Are those hips lying? I don't think they're able to.
Exactly.
Okay. Just making sure.
I don't know. I kind of like the Shakira Danzig mix up.
Dude, I like basically anything Shakira's in, if we're being real honest here.
What's that?
Basically anything Shakira's in is good.
Oh yeah.
Jeff agrees. Right, Jeffy?
Yeah, whatever he said.
Yeah, that's my man.
Nothing like a hot Colombian.
Come on. One thing I've done recently, Chris, and you might appreciate this, is instead of trying to jack around with super glue, because it never, ever fucking works, attaching sails, is I've just started doing it when I can with hot glue.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, not sail, masts.
Yeah.
Because
What you need to do is use Zip Kicker if you're using like Zip It or something like that. Use an accelerator. Always use an accelerator.
No, I mean, I am using an accelerator. It's just that CA glue is not great for filling gaps. Right?
Well, oh yeah, you are correct
Like,
for that.
Nobody, and in Cyanoacrylate's Acrylate's defense, nobody ever claimed CA glue is great for filling gaps. Except for,
Remember, Devin's been sniffing glue a lot longer than us.
that's true.
Are you trying to say I'm old or something?
Which is impressive because I've been sniffing glue for most of my life. But yeah, it's and it works ridiculously well on wood though, right? So if you're doing your own wood masts, you're not in too bad a shape. But so like putting the yards and attaching the spars is pretty outstanding, but getting them onto a resin hull due to the fact that they never friggin' fit. It doesn't matter if they're wood, if they're metal, anything. Like it doesn't matter. Spars on especially gaming ship pieces, although even on full-blown model kits, they never friggin' fit. Ever. Period.
Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, Mini Warmut. I think I'll get Shadows of Brimstone, Gates of Valhalla. Mike wants to know if it's cool. Is it open to retail yet? And then more Mutt says, yep, leave it to the Texans. Talking about the hippos and the paint. Mini Warmut then says, not yet, on pre-order on Miniature Market. They'll be the last to get it, apparently. And then Chris Long says, Chris, I found 3D printable templates for Con Sonar. Oh, cool. Outstanding. Drop the link in Discord if you would, please. Of course, I have to have a printer to be able to print them.
What happened to is your resin printer on the fritz too?
No, but I don't know how big these turn templates are going to be for Con Sonar. When you're talking 1/700 scale submarines.
Yeah, that's fair. Might not have an FDM printer big enough to do that. That could be huge.
That's what she said.
Man, it still makes me sad that your old workhorse finally died.
Yeah. Now Jay picked up a new one himself.
Yeah, didn't he get that new Anycubic monster?
No, he got he ordered an Anycubic 2, or not Anycubic. He picked up an Elegoo Neptune 2, or he bought an Elegoo Neptune 2. It was out of stock, so they sent him a new 3.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's handy.
Well, damn. So he's got that going for him, huh?
Right.
Which is nice.
Yeah, definitely. So.
All right.
I like that big bad boy right there. I wish I'd have bought actually one size bigger.
What is it?
That's my Anycubic big monster fucker.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what number it is anymore.
There you go, Chris.
Got a 12 by 13 plate on it, so I'm good.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Jay's online. He said he ordered a Neptune 2S and received a Neptune 3. So
hell yeah, that's how you do it.
He's got that going for him, which is nice.
All right, so there's another 20 points, Chris. We're up to 420 or 445.
Nice.
Okay, that's that boat done. Which is 445, which means I need 55 more points. Oh yeah, I need to cash in on standby.
Anyway.
I did. Let me get it. I feel bad revealing all of my secrets because some of these I'm going to use to mess with you. I completed. I finished touching this guy up, Chris. So I added a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
The
Let me embiggen you here.
The base is a friggin' it's not a clear base. They send you this thing clear, but they don't send you a clear base.
What the?
Yeah, which is kind of what the hell is that, right? So there's that one. But this bad boy, which they do send you an entirely clear base for. So if that boy's 5, that boy's probably 5. Let's get these out of the way. These will be making maybe making an appearance with some pirates. This angry looking ocean troll thing, which I did like a bunch of layers on this thing, and it kind of just looks like I didn't do much of anything, and it makes me a little sad. But so that's a 54. Because here's a 28 next to it. Well, that's one of Tom's 28. So let me find a 28. There's 28 next to it.
Oh yeah.
Definitely a 54. So that'll bring me up another 3 points. So we're looking at 458 right now. And then I need to this thing. I think Jay posted a copy of this thing, which looks a little bit different than Jay's. I really liked the paint scheme, so I kind of went back over but I don't like how the factory paint on these things. It's cool that it's on it. Do not get me wrong. It is super cool that there's paint on these things. That's badass. But I got it at the miniature market. The one in St. Peter's has a dent and ding for these things, and they're like 50 cents.
Yeah.
These D&D monsters.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. Because I actually got some great big purple ogre thing that I painted up. I don't know where the hell I put it. It was sitting over there. But you guys are getting too much of my hobby desk now, and I feel embarrassed. But so I repainted this thing in basically the same paint scheme, but it looks muddy now because it comes, and it's not bad how it is. It's just I wanted it to fit in with the rest of the stuff. So that thing, but I got to get this bad boy on a base real quick. And then I'll have, oh, look at that. Boop, boop. That's a big ass base. Maybe I'll find a smaller thing. We'll do that one. So we're chipping away at it.
Looking good.
Yeah, dude.
Mike says I'll be happy if I finish 40 points. And Jay yells pit crab.
Yeah, dude. Big old pit crab.
And then Walkabout Games. I have a Viper and a Cobra and a Neo on the way. Oh, very cool.
Cobra Plus. That's what that is.
And then Warmut has joined us. He says McMurray eat my shorts.
I'm happy to see you're contributing with about the same intellectual acuity as normal, Brian.
Hi, McMurray.
Wait, is he on now?
Yes, McMurray.
Whoa! Hey, buddy. You're a dummy, but you're real pretty, so I'll keep you around.
All right.
So he's coming along nicely here. I've got we got the helmet done. We got
Bandai.
His torso done, and now his waist/hips be done.
Yeah, but you don't have to paint any of it. That's kind of like
That's
cheating.
exactly right.
Jay, it's coming along, and I'm going to have some pirates with it.
Nice. All right, let's work on his right leg.
I will send you details for that game.
OG. Long time, man.
Hey, what's up, man? How's the grandchild?
Grandchildren.
Well, yeah, but you had the latest war puppy. Last time really we talked.
He's doing well. I mean, he fell off the hospital bed not too long ago.
Builds character.
Did he bounce?
No, I had a little fracture, a little hairline fracture or something, but he healed up. He's healing up just fine.
That's no bueno.
He's not even one, so he's all right.
Chick stick scars, so you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he turns 1 next month too, man. Jeez. So
They grow up fast.
yeah, I know. We grow old.
My oldest grandson's 20.
Yeah. So, forgot to do one thing. I forgot to walk to the missus here real quick.
Oh, you better talk to Mr. before you get hit.
Be right back.
All right.
Hey, any of you guys ever use Turbo Dork paints?
Who?
Turbo Dork.
Never heard of them.
I guess I'm gonna have to get a couple and show them to you. Turbo Dork is a metallic paint, and they are true metallics. They're not non-toxic. They literally say use in a well ventilated area. Oh, where the hell they're there? They're really good for metallics. And the cool thing is, they've got some color shifting ones that if you paint a miniature with them, it'll actually shift the colors depending on where the paint or where the light is shining on them. I was doing some Gaslands for a while, and we picked up a bunch of the Turbo Dork paints. And let's see if I better turn the overhead light on.
Gaslands. Chris, do you know anybody who plays Gaslands?
I will be. Oh, very cool.
I have got an entire list that is nothing but versions and variants of 32 Ford Coupes.
Nice.
So there's that. Here's another one that I did for Gaslands.
Outstanding.
But yeah, they're very expensive. They're like $6 a pot, but they are definitely well. And the great thing is, as you know, Gaslands can be used with Matchbox cars.
Right.
Here's one from my first. I did a state patrol.
Oh, nice.
So
Hell
he had a ram plate, a couple miniguns on it. Yeah. So. But yeah, Turbo Dork is if you want to do metallics, the one problem aside from the cost is that you got to put like 5 or 6 coats on it to get a fully coated. But other than that, I mean, I really like Turbo Dork, so I was just wondering if you guys had any experience with them.
No, and it sounds like I don't want to, because I am a brush licker.
Yeah, dude.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. You don't want to lick this because I think there's actually
Cadmium?
No, glass.
Oh,
I think it's
micro.
Yeah. I think it's very, very tiny.
Yeah.
That's what gives it its metallic sheen to it.
That's the metallic stuff is.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of glass.
It's mica. Yeah, usually.
Yep. Hey, Walkabout Games knows what I'm talking about.
Oh shit, Chris, forgot to.
What?
Shit, hold the fire.
Jay says, my brother Jay says, St. Peter's Miniature Market is our preferred location, and that McMurray, make sure you mark yourself as attending on the event listing in the J3 group, please.
Yes, and I need to send you stuff about games.
Because he wants to, it's the roll call, so we know how much food to buy.
Food?
Yes.
Yes.
Chris, I forgot about these two. They're 28s, but they're small. They're not 20 points. They're like, we'll call them 15 between the two. They're from Tim's Kickstarter for Savage Frontiers, but we're going to use them as big launches.
Oh yeah. I like them.
All right. Well, I'm trying to find all the stuff that I've painted in the last month and a half or so for Battles and Brews.
Yeah.
15 plus 158. What is that? 3, 7,
130,
473.
473, yeah.
Thanks, Brian.
Something like that, yeah. It's
I
around
appreciate you.
there. Yeah. Get reminded.
What are you painting on, Bri guy?
I am finishing up. Yeah, actually painting. Oh, my camera's off. I'm just finishing up some more Xenos from Zombicide Invader. And I actually got some Civil War guys out here ready to go too.
What?
Yeah, I have to. Jeffy will come over to my house and beat me up.
Hey, if that's what it takes to get him to come through town.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and yeah, that's it. I've just been cruising right along. Now I'm not gonna hit my. Well, I did already hit my goal, but I wanted to do surprise McMurray and get 400, 500 myself, but.
What are you talking about? Get after it. Keep working. Push, buddy, push.
Anyways, so next weekend is going to be kind of I don't know what's going to happen. That's the weekend where we do all the packing up. If you guys know what I'm talking about, packing up stuff and all that. So, packing up mom's house.
Yeah,
No, I
no,
gotcha.
I've been there before, dude. It's
So
it's not great, but it's got to be done.
It's got to be done though. So, but anywho,
Jay and I know the feeling. When it comes to Dad, we might just shoot a Roman candle into it.
But then we were at that point. It's like, man, there's just so much stuff, and we got like some of the stuff like we remember growing up with and stuff. We kept some of those,
Yeah.
It's just so much, and we're just ugh.
Are you going to do an estate sale?
I think so. We're leaning towards that.
Because that way you get a little money, and people take it away for you.
Exactly. So, man. What? Where are you at? You're at 473, you said, McMurray?
Yep.
What was your goal?
500, dude.
And how come you're not there right now?
Because he's been out in the fucking woods for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I basically have tonight to get my last 27 points done.
That's because he's converting to Hex Encounter.
Pretty damn close on.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Hex Encounter? Why are you gonna go evil on me, man?
Maybe
Buddy,
he
I'm
wants a
busy.
heart attack too.
That's what I was gonna say, man. You know
Well,
what?
I do my cardio. I play Hex Encounter all the time.
I might surprise you guys.
We're still waiting.
Yeah.
I know you guys are waiting.
I'm surprised we get a phone call from Mrs. Warmuth saying he's in the hospital again.
Yeah. Come get all this shit. We're done with this.
Somebody sent him some advanced squad leader, and it pushed him over the edge.
Hey, if I play one of those games and I really just don't like it, hey, don't get mad at me, man. I just don't,
Brian,
No.
if you buy one that's decent, I'm sure one of us will buy it from you if you don't like it.
Accurate.
Shoot, I'll just send it, mail it off. It might show up on you guys' doorstep. So, but anyways, now I could, because that Zombicide First Edition, I never did base it. And I thought about, maybe I could base those, but then I was like, never mind. That would have been an extra 72 some points there, but oh well. Dude, what the heck is that, man? That doesn't sound right.
That's shaking a paint bottle.
Well, okay.
Get your mind out of the gutter, buddy.
Right? Dude. You sick puppy. Arf, arf.
Whatever. I see you guys'
Whatever.
messages all the time, man. What the heck?
Hey, I am innocent.
Brian, half the time you're the one receiving the lewd messages.
Whatever.
I know, because I'm sending them to you.
Right? Now the person that's really, I mean, the one that we really have to be careful of is that Reed boy.
It is always the Reed boy. I'm happy you said that.
Because
He's spooky.
he ain't right.
That Reed boy ain't right, yeah. Jeff, you want to weigh in on this?
I guess not.
Cricket.
Yeah, I guess not. Brian's right, yeah.
Chirp, chirp. Did you just say cricket, cricket?
Yeah.
It's chirp chirp.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Man. Jesus.
Get it
Jeez,
right,
oh,
man.
Pete.
Anyways.
You people are ridiculous. And by you people, I mean Brian. Let's be real
Right.
honest here.
The heck, man? You people.
Yeah,
What do you mean, you people?
Hey, Dev, I will say this, that the battalion rules in this thing,
Yeah.
it opens up. So in the soldiers rules, you got whatever orders you got, and that's it.
Yep.
So if anybody didn't receive one of the 1 or 2 orders that you got, then they were under none. And in this game here, being able to roll for initiative. And I just rolled for most of the French. Well, okay, the 2 orders I had went to 2 division commanders. And then I rolled Kellerman. He rolled for an attack. And he rolled. He was successful. And I noticed that the French ER, or no, what's that right there? The
Dude, we were just talking about this guy, and then he comes in like a
French-
wrecking ball, not
the
even
French
realizing.
LIMs they actually have like 2s and stuff and 3s. And I noticed that including the Duke of Wellington, all the Brits except for 1 are all 0s. So you got to roll a 0, so they're not very fortunate.
Yep.
If they don't get any orders in their event thing or in their initiative roll, then they just stay in none pretty much for the most part, unless you get lucky. And I rolled 1-0 and put somebody in reserve up there to counter what the French are doing.
Yeah, the command and control in the battalion and the brigade games definitely. The brigade game is do you like moving formations around in precise orders? Because that's what the brigade game introduces.
Yeah. So how much does because I haven't got there yet. How much? Okay, so from soldiers to battalion, the big change was orders. Command.
Yep.
So am I assuming that there's not going to be much in the way of command change going to brigade? It's going to be other things?
No, it's going to be other things. Like I said, the biggest thing is formation movement. And I also think a lot of the artillery rules become more nuanced.
So you can use all those numbers.
Yeah, you get to use all the expanded artillery that artillery chart. So
when I shot that video and I was talking about playing this, granted this is closer to a tactical level, but great campaigns in American Civil War, you can play the basic series rules and get a ton out of that system. And I think y'all have hit on one here that you can do the same thing with this.
Well, yeah, and that's the one thing that Terry was pushing for, is that if you're just comfortable with the soldiers game and you don't want to burden yourself with, because admittedly, the battalion and the brigade game do get a bit more heavy with the rules. But if you're just comfortable with playing the soldiers game, you can play all the scenarios with the soldiers game.
Right.
It's not like there are scenarios that are designed for, the different 3 levels of complexity. You just play it whatever you're comfortable at. So that I always thought was really cool, because a lot of times, the older I get, I don't want to spend a lot of time learning a bunch of rules.
Right.
And that means in some games I can't play certain scenarios because what comes to mind? GMT's Next War Series. There are some scenarios you need to be playing with with all the full rules if you want to get the full experience out of it. So, and I it's not my thing. I kind of like things easy. It's kind of why I stick with Lock and Load Tactical and World at War, because I don't need an ASL level game in my life again.
I hear you.
Who's got dinner going?
Terry sent me about freaking 7 messages the other night, just literally talking about orders and the progression of how it works, the flow, rolling from top to bottom when you're rolling for initiative for orders instead of. And I was having a little confusion because when I look at the order battle chart, to me it looks like, because there are 2 French divisions, it just appears to me that Junot was a corps commander, but Terry said no, he's an overall for this game, so there is no corps commander. But when you look at the flow chart for the order of the battle, just because of the lines that are connecting to the divisions, it makes him appear like a corps commander to me. Which threw me for a loop because his ER is a 1. I was asking Terry, I said, well, look, if the French get 2 orders and Junot only has an ER of 1, does that mean that he can only assign 1 order to 1 subordinate? And that's when he had to straighten out on that, because that seemed like a loss.
Yeah, the one of the things that really sold me and helped me sell David on picking up Terry's game is Terry's known in the Labatai community, and Terry is very, very knowledgeable of Napoleonics. I trust Terry to know exactly what he's talking about.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, was it? He straightened me out.
Yeah.
And he's been real pleasant. We keep doing it over Facebook Messenger, and I keep forgetting. Just give me your email. This will be a lot easier if I can email you. Fortunately, I haven't had any, the orders question I had for him took me about 3 little things to type in there, but I haven't had to bombard because most of the stuff is pretty clear.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 things that are throwing me off about this. They're not going to. I doubt they're going to change. I mean, they're fine, because I notice that most Napoleonic era games I see are like this anyhow, is the colors of the counters, because you've got some that look the same for both sides. Like some of the cannons on the British side are the same kind of blue over white that the French ones are. And if you're not paying attention to the names on
I can see that. I can see that being an issue. But for me, the thing I love about the counters is just that it looks like the uniforms. I just love the pageantry of the Napoleonic uniform. So Labatai, Labat, they had something similar, but Terry definitely took it to the nth degree when doing the counters to make them represent the jackets of the formations.
And I wish the cards were. I know they're gorgeous. These cards are gorgeous. God darn it! I wish they were regular size so I could use my Las Vegas shuffler. This is a debate that goes way back to when we first were putting in those unit data cards in World at War. The first one, Storming the Gap. That was the debate on should we go tarot size or poker size. But everybody pretty much agreed that, you can't use a shuffler with them. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to get card sleeves, but god damn, it's easy to read them. And you're not kidding. Yeah.
So I know I get your frustration with that, because there's times it's like, especially with the solo system when I break lock and load. Because sometimes when I play test my scenarios for lock and load, I'll break out the solo system for both sides. I won't even play it. I'll just let the solo run both sides. And it's like, these tarot cards. I wish there was an easier way to shuffle them, but just is what it is.
This is I was telling Todd, I think McMurray, it was last night, the night before, I was telling Todd that, I've got a couple of the older Labatais, and I've been watching, I watch a lot of Eric's Tabletop, and I don't know if Labatai is a road I want to go down. I don't like having to flip the counters over to see strength.
Yeah, that is one thing that all Labatai players have complained about for years, is that the numbering on the counters is crap. Because if you're on the front side and then you got to flip it over to find out what the actual stats are because of step losses, it's a pain in the ass. Everybody. I don't think there's a single Labat player out there that likes that mechanic of Labat.
Right. Well, so I know I heard about a month ago some of the new games that Terry's working on, and I'm just curious if he does, like, let's say Waterloo.
Waterloo at this scale will have to be 2 or 3 box sets. There is a friend of his who helped him play test the Terry system, who wants to do Borodino. Borodino will probably end up being 4 box sets at this scale.
Really?
Yes.
In separate engagements, or?
No, well, yeah. There will be separate engagements, but you will, if you want the full experience, you have to combine the entire map together. I mean, because if you look at it, I mean, the Russian lines, basically an L formation with the L heading off to the east, was like 11 kilometers long.
Right.
So,
And then
But I say you only have like the
out.
population of a large city there.
oh, easily. Yeah.
It's-
I mean, there was, I think the Russians had like 100,000 troops. I mean,
Yes,
well, the
exactly.
Allies had 100,000 troops, which is just absolutely insane when you think about it.
Yeah, it was insane when it got to the Civil War and there were 100,000 guys in an army.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew,
Yes.
that'll be one of those games where I'm gonna have to put my fucking tables back together again.
Hey, if you guys are still on, I'll come back. Dinner's chow time.
Bye, buddy. See you soon.
Bye.
We'll be here.
Don't eat your shorts.
Yeah, you're supposed to eat Jeff's.
Hey, Nanguea, I was told that, and I didn't know it until somebody told me that when they put the CC on my videos, when I say this is Hexy, it says this is sexy. Somebody told me.
Not lying. It's not
Well,
lying.
I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 assaults lined up right here. My cavalry can't charge because, well, I mean, they're spent. And these guys have no order. They didn't get any orders, so they're not charging.
Well, I will make one recommendation, and it should be obvious, but for some reason I still see this in tabletop. Never charge a square with cavalry. Just don't do it.
Yeah. Okay, so these two guys here, one of them did that last night when I was playing, or the night before, and that didn't turn out so well.
Why?
Just did not turn out so well. Hell, I'm amazed not to just the one strength point of fire that comes out of the square. That's a great rule too, where you can fire from one strength point at 2 different sides in a square. Just
Jeffy, here's a question for you, Jeffy. Are squares extra duper, like, does that mean that how many strength points can you usually shoot with? How about that?
Well, you can fire 11 out of a hex, but a square fires only. I'm sorry, that was Navy versus Rolling. My bad. The top unit fires, but a square, when he fires, he can only fire 1 strength point. But he can fire 1 strength point at 2 different sides.
How many strength points can you usually fire?
Just one. Oh, well, I don't know. It depends. Like if, like this unit here, which I know you're never gonna be able to see it because
my point is firing drastically reduced when you're in square?
Yeah, well, you got to know the counters to understand that.
That's why I'm just asking you instead of asking you for the stats.
This guy here has a 5 in a white box. So if he was shooting, he would shoot himself with 5 strength points. But if he goes into a square formation, he can only shoot 1 strength point from one side of the square, and he can shoot 1 strength point from the another side of the square. And skirmishers, they can only shoot, depending on how many skirmishers you have out, they can shoot 1 strength point or maybe 2 strength points. So you got a unit that's got 6 strength, but he's got skirmishers out. The skirmishers are in front of him. That skirmisher's only going to have like a 1 or 2, maybe a 3 strength point that he can shoot.
But the thing about squares is that cavalry can't really break a square.
Correct.
During the entire Napoleonic War, I think there was only 1 instance where cavalry was able to break a square.
Yeah.
Damn sure wasn't Waterloo.
No, it was earlier in the war.
But I mean that's my point though. But is that firing, diminished to the point where the counter to a square, which is bringing up infantry and artillery, will that work to then break a square? Is the square at a significant enough disadvantage when it's on its own that it can be shot apart?
Oh yeah. If you can put guns on it,
okay.
Yeah.
That was the point of my questions.
In the way he's got the sequence of play, which is I like it. You might get lucky that you'll come up to where you can come out of that square, but you might not. Just depends on how the sequence falls. So, and then you get the reaction charges, which I haven't had to do one yet. I haven't had it's not like there's a ton of cavalry in this game.
Here's my other question: is going into square mandatory when cavalry is threatening?
No. And you have retreating out of it in this version of the game rules. But if you can't get out, plus you got to take a morale check to get into square. So, but your skirmish type units, your SETs and your SED type skirmish units, it's mandatory that they retreat.
What are those? Are those like riflemen, voltigeurs, flank companies, stuff like that?
An SET would be just like a regular line unit sticking 100 men out in front of them or whatever.
So a flank company?
An SED, yeah. And an SED type skirmishers where the whole formation is a skirmish type formation where they get spread out. And
okay, so that would be like voltigeurs, riflemen, Jaegers.
Jaegers,
yeah.
Okay.
I know that most of these green British units, Allied units over there, they're all SEDs, and the French have a couple.
Well, yeah, because those are the riflemen. Those are the green jackets. Those are the sharpshooters. Of course, they're gonna. It's like Sharps rifles. It's basically what those units are. Yeah. They operate in a skirmish formation regardless, just because they've got rifled units or they've got rifled guns, and that's just how they're trained to operate.
Yeah, again, so that's not like flank companies that are just essentially line infantry that are operating as skirmishers. Those are dedicated skirmishers.
Well, here's the 95th, and that would be Sharps, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and let me tell you something. Those little bastards are potent. They are potent. But what's really cool is you don't. I like the close combat because even though you're dropping an assault marker on there, it's not necessarily you're getting there and doing hand-to-hand fighting, because when infantry fights each other, it's in an assault situation, which is referred to as close combat. They're just getting up at their point-blank range and shooting.
Yeah.
Whereas if cavalry goes in there, it becomes a cold steel situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Terry definitely does define cold steel melee in the game as separate from just close assaults. Because you're right. With close assaults, you could get as close as 50 feet away from each other, blasting away, but you never go bayonet to bayonet. Although the cavalry, you're going to get
unless the infantry unit that you're assaulting is in a built-up area or a post.
Right.
Which is another unique rule. I haven't had to use it yet, but that's another unique rule I've never seen in a Napoleonic game.
Jeff, also, I think when you're referring to the 95th rifles, you have to refer to them as bastards to really just get that Sean Bean going. It's almost like a Boston thing, but North England. I'm just kidding.
I think that's a Yorkshire accent, but yeah.
There you go. That's North, isn't it?
Wait.
Yep.
Wait.
Is anybody doing a vassal mod for this game?
Yes, Terry actually does have a vassal mod. We were gonna take his mod and hand it over to Mike Seeley, who's our vassal dude, but he's kind of got a lot of real life stuff going on. So Terry is re-updating the graphics for vassal and hoping to have it out in a week or two.
Cool.
Devin.
Sir.
I finally got a hold of Tabletop Simulator.
Woo, yeah, I actually saw you log into that on Steam. Yeah, I was rather impressed.
So yeah, at some point in time, I would like to get with you and play a game.
Yeah, no, just reach out. It's not like I don't work from home, and it's not like I don't have plenty of free time on my hands.
Right? Yeah. So, but yeah, I got a hold of it thanks to Hissy Cat. He bought it for me. So
yeah, excellent, good. Well, he does a lot of stuff on TTS. So,
yeah,
and his most of his Discord is geared towards TTS anyway. So
yeah, two of the viewers over there on his channel have been going ham with putting the postcards up on there. So
yeah, I'm supposed to be on there probably in a couple of weeks. He wanted me on last night, but it's like, what was it? Prototypes and solo. It's like, not really my strong suit. And then I know he's got Mark Walker on next week, and then Dave Thomas on the week after that, or something like that. But he's going to have me on there. So
yeah. So let's see here. Maynard Mike said, finish the quick shade washes on the Swamp Raptor. Once that fully dries, time to get muddy.
Hell yeah.
Charles said, be nice to Warmut. He is an inspiration to us that builds trash terrain, though he only plays Zombicide and doesn't need any terrain. It's all fine on a game board. Now,
Shots fired.
to be fair, he does play Fistful of Lead, and he does put a good table together.
I like my Chihuahuas trashy.
That's
Oh,
fair. And Charles, you know I
Um,
love you, and I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. I have to
Right.
make fun of him.
Greg, Gamers with Coffee, is here. How you doing,
Hey,
Greg?
what's up, Greg?
Greg, what's up?
Evening, guys. Jeff, instead of what hex fires can we nuke them from orbit? Just an idea. Clears the map.
Fire away.
Nuke them from
Right.
orbit. It's the only way to be sure. And then blast the square with line infantry or close for shock and column infantry versus the square.
Well, I'll tell you what, these some of these heavier cannons, what are they, 8-pounders or whatever?
Yeah, heavy 8-pounders.
Them little
Okay.
bastards are within
Yeah.
canister range. Oh my god.
Oh, canister's lovely. Yeah.
Heavy guns.
Like plus
Yeah, calling an 8-pounder a heavy gun.
Yeah, laughing at Naval Wargamer over here.
Right.
what is it? Is it 8-pounder?
Now, you want to know something
Oh,
funny?
9-pounder for the Brits, 8-pounder for the French.
Uh, you can always you can't go wrong with the 18.1 inch canister round that Japan had.
You mean AA, the beehive, baby?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
the beehive on the Yamato. Yeah.
The issue is they couldn't train the damn thing fast enough. Just
No.
hammer down on that 16-inch that the U.S., Iowas and stuff were shooting, and it's one of those. Okay, now this is actually fucking terrifying. All right,
Right.
we're officially reached shit our pants level. Like,
Yep. But you gotta love that shit, man. I mean, just the audacity of we're gonna make a shotgun shell that's 18.1 inches in diameter,
oh yeah,
because that's what it was.
yeah. Again, oh man,
You know, it's kind of like the 105 millimeter flechette rounds that we had during Vietnam.
accurate. Yeah,
Those were. You don't want to be on the bad end of those in any way.
recoilless
shape, or
rifles are cool as shit.
What's that?
Recoilless rifles
Oh,
are
yeah.
cool as shit. Yeah. Although, man, just on that note, was it Victory that had a 5.5-inch howitzer that damn near gutted Redutab before then the exact opposite happened, or what am I thinking of here? Crap. Anyways, yes, mounting a 5.5-inch howitzer on the quarterdeck of your, Age of Sail ship, just waiting for somebody to get ready on their own quarterdeck. Like, yeah,
Right. Yeah.
do it.
Bring it.
This isn't a lot of musket balls. This is a cask of musket balls. Do it.
It is all the musket balls.
I double dog dare you. Yeah, man.
It's a triple dogdarium.
It is. Like somebody's sticking their tongue on the mast. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Thank you for picking up the reference.
Oh, of course. Always. Always.
So yeah, we're humming along with Boba Fett here.
Good, man.
We're up to the right leg is attached. So he's going to end up being, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 6 inches tall. So, which means he's over 6 feet tall, because it's 1/12th scale miniature. Okay, nothing new out there in the Chataverse.
The Chataverse.
So, what other big things you got going, McMurray? Once you're all painting for the getting ready for March of Victory, Battles and Brews, and J3, and then coming back from the woods. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got on the table? What are you thinking about doing when you come back?
Like I said, Hex Encounter wise, we're going to hit ACW hard.
All right.
A couple Gettysburg games that are at that entry level to wrap up that entry level 4-pack of Gettysburg games I was playing over on Hexy's channel.
Cool.
Then from there, we're obviously going to hit Blind Sword because, oh, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Life change after that night.
Well, yeah, man.
Murray's going to be out working the street corners trying to put some more money together to buy every game in the system.
All the overtime, baby. All the overtime. But so we got that coming, as well as, honestly, it's kind of just, it's not up in the air. It's, I have more than enough miniatures projects to fart around with.
Oh yeah.
So on that front, it's kind of just as usual. Once I hit a slag spot, I don't know. Maybe I'll try and think about a game to put together for Why the War Games weekend or something. Because as you guys know, when I don't have a thing to paint, right? I don't have a thing I'm painting for. I tend to get in ruts.
Yeah.
And so what I've been doing lately is choosing different things to paint for based on projects that I have that are partially finished, which is basically all of them. To be completely honest with you, it's pretty much all of them. But, so because of that, that's why I grabbed Pirates. Because Pirates are cool as shit, but also...
What's that old adage? Who doesn't like a pirate?
Yeah, man.
The British Navy.
Accurate. The Spanish Navy.
Yeah.
Merchants.
And yet, both of those ran privateers.
Those are pirates, Devin. Those are privateers.
No, they're pirates. They're just legal pirates.
Which makes them no longer pirates, my friend. But, yeah. So we got that going for us. Ball sack. Get out of here, man.
Did you do this
Mixed up
time?
a batch of wash on top of fucking old speed paint and the stupid thing reactivating. Get fucked. Sorry. I just went to put a black wash on top of leopard spotted rock, and it wound up green instead of. You gotta be shitting.
It's moss.
So other than that, the issue is it's next to the ocean, and there isn't a lot of moss next to the ocean. But anyways, long story short,
Algae, then.
Algae, there you go. Thanks, Dad.
Aside from that, Mrs. Lincoln, how's the play?
So we might keep. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll keep doing pirates. I've got these ancients that I've got some terrain that I finished because I realized that if I do my ancients in the Middle East, so I do the Egyptians and Assyrians and Hebrews and whatnot, then all of a sudden I've got terrain I can also use as long as I keep it relatively generic. I can use most of my terrain for what do you call it?
Star Wars.
Yes, Star Wars, but more specifically, I was looking at my Pancho Villa stuff, right? Because you've got rather simple earth clay, flat roof houses. And so you can kind of get away with the same sort of stuff. Not necessarily entirely, certainly not just one-to-one swap, but you can get pretty close. And that works pretty well. So that might be a thing that I intended to use. I intended to use my Egyptians and stuff in this paint challenge because Jesus Christ, that's easy. You basically have white, black, skin color, wood, and metal. But that's okay. We didn't do that. Mainly because I decided I wanted to do pirates. So I don't know how I don't know. It depends. Maybe I'll look at put something on at Wily War Games weekend if Jay is still wanting to get outside games. Sometimes he's not. Sometimes it seems like he's kind of got a stable of games he wants to play.
Right, and being that it's his birthday, it's whatever he wants to do.
Correct, and you're exactly right. But sometimes you just kind of want to sit back and play somebody else's shit. You know what I mean, and not have to worry about it.
Exactly.
And so, again, depending on how that works, we'll see how that goes. But I do already have the time off, assuming that he does that the weekend before his birthday.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, that weekend that we're hoping for is the same weekend that Kansas City plays Denver Thursday night in Kansas City.
That's the weekend before, so like the 14th, 15th. So it's not Jay's birthday, so that's on the 16th.
Right.
But it would be kind of a pre-birthday bash for the Baron, as it were.
Right.
But that also might work out to be a pre-birthday bash with the Baron and the Booty Head, also known as Warbutt.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty outstanding. It would be cool to get those two in the same spot. Mainly, so it would be super cool to meet Brian. Even if he might not be able to contain himself, it would still be cool to meet Brian.
Yeah, he'll definitely need to take a chill pill, as it were.
Oh, there's cold showers needed all around. But yeah, that'd be super cool. It would be super awesome. I always like going to Wily War Games weekend, so it'd be awesome if we could figure that out for that weekend. But yeah, so hopefully we can get that all rolling and copacetic and happy. But so again, it depends on that, because if I feel like maybe we're going to run Pirates again, we could do that. Sometimes I try and just change it up constantly from convention to convention and still use Wily rules to kind of demonstrate how absurdly, versatile the system is.
Yeah.
Which is what I did in 2022 with Victorian Sci-Fi, right? I played bigger battles. I played core. I played starfighters, all within the one genre. Just kind of as an exhibition. So every convention or event was a different chunk of that. Yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah, that's the long story. Is I have no idea.
So Mike, no, it had fully dried. The problem is that were you using speed paint or were you using contrast?
It was speed paints that then I tried to mix. So I had watered down some speed paints to try and mix them together. Which, whatever. But then I accidentally dumped another, because usually when I have washes, I can just put the next wash in once the other one's fully dried and nothing happens, right? But with speed paints, it reactivated and turned crap green, and it pissed me off. But yeah.
No bueno.
I was not exactly DJ Jazzy Jeff about the situation, yeah.
Hissy, what once you get done playing this, what do you got? What you got coming up? He's ignoring us.
I don't think he's at his table.
Yeah.
He might also be doing a short video clip.
Yeah.
I'm here.
There he is.
I'm sorry. I was out there getting some laundry. What was the question?
Once you get done with what you're playing now, what do you got? What do you got coming up? What do you got happening?
Okay, so this might not be done for another month or two.
Fair enough.
I got one more rule set to go through. No, I don't think that's going to be that difficult. You know what I probably could do? I'm wondering if maybe I could shift gears in the middle of this and start playing with the brigade set. I'll have to look at that.
It just builds off the previous rule set, so it's even if you switch midstream, you shouldn't have any issues because it's just adding more stuff to it. It's not like it changes what the soldiers and battalion system has taught you so far.
Well, other than what, getting formations into lines.
Well, yeah, the formation movement is no, you should still be okay.
Okay.
Be
Then
careful, Jeff. Switching
Nate-
streams can be real dangerous.
Nate versus Wellington over there. I need to finish that up. And fucking Devin and them are driving me crazy with Point Blank. And I'm getting this freaking urge.
Point Blank's the card game, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I've also got some of this. I got all this lock and load tactical stuff. I got the NAW stuff y'all sent me. I put it this way. When you buy like SCS or you buy OCS or you buy GCHW, you have to have a whole bookshelf dedicated or a whole row. I have to have an entire fucking 2-shelf bookshelf dedicated to lock and load.
Dude, you do not want to know how many of my bookshelves are dedicated to our games. I mean, literally, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4.5 shelves are just dedicated to games we've done.
Right.
See, that makes sense for you though, Dev. There's nothing negative about that. You're
No,
a good
not at
employee.
all.
You're a good. You should
Well,
send
hey,
that picture to Mr. Keith and tell him that you need. I mean, he really needs to seriously reconsider your compensation given your dedication to the company.
And with how much alcohol I'm forced to drink whenever.
The one thing lock and load I gotta say gets right is the production quality.
Accurate.
We definitely get that right.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you. We, as David says, he wants us to be the Gucci of the war game community.
So the Gucci of the war game community.
Yep.
Hey man, get after it.
That's what it takes, man. By any measure, I've got, I'm fairly new to the Hex and Counter war game world, to be honest, but I will say that the quality of your product is it's top notch. I enjoy it. I think it's probably the best out there.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. We strive and put a lot of effort into. I mean, honestly, most of it is just the printing in Japan, the printers that we've chosen. But we still had to make the decisions on how we were gonna have the printers print everything up. So.
Right.
I mean, for me, the biggest thing, and this is it's just a little thing, but the rounded corners. I'm a habitual corner clipper. I clipped most of my ASL kit, so yeah, not having to clip corners, huge thing.
Well,
counters, really big, another huge thing.
for me, with the whole counter clipping thing, since I don't have clippers, other than like fingernail clippers or these types of clippers.
Yep.
I have done some of my games with these, and it just
No. If you're gonna clip, just get your Oregon, the Oregon counter clipper, the Supreme one, not the regular one, but the really fancy one. It's like $35 on Amazon. So all the corners are nice, neat, and round. You usually go with 2mm because 2mm seems to work the best for the size of the counters.
I love 3.
Really?
Any game that I can clip and I'm not damaging the writing or anything.
Devin, he's
Yeah,
gotten
the big
super
counters
weird about
are
this
like
recently. Like real weird.
I will say this: that if you're only going to buy one set of counter clippers and you're a game buyer like I know myself is, where I buy up everything, if you buy a game that's printed by Blue Panther, they will not print these clippers.
Yeah, Blue Panther uses the Hollandspiel is another company that won't work with those clippers.
Yeah.
It's just that MDF chipboard or whatever they use is just really, really hard on the Oregon corner clipper.
I can't even get them to fit in the damn things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started probably maybe a year ago, clipped my first one with 3.0s, and now every game I can do that with, I'm doing it with.
Oh yeah.
You're
Yeah.
weirdos going back and reclipping games, Devin.
Yeah, I have. I'm sorry.
I get it. I totally understand.
You
But-
shouldn't. It's weird.
Well, there's nothing wrong with weird.
That's all right. That's fair. There's nothing wrong with weird. There is something wrong with Jeff.
Well, yes, but that's a separate issue altogether.
I'm just
But we
kidding,
love Jeff.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy.
We love Jeff.
We do love Jeff.
We do
Big
love
time.
Jeff.
Long time.
Love him long time.
Manager Mike says 2.5 millimeters.
I have a bunch of those laying around here too.
I was about to say, I think mine are 2.5. So that's what Todd uses as well, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't get to
I think
shoot
that's what Todd had me using at first.
before they even got in there to fight.
Oh, no. Did they have to pass morale check to get in?
Well, yeah. And if you take a shaken result, if you're disrupted and you fail your morale, you go to shaken, and with a shaken you got to retreat 1 hex. So that, and they had, I don't know, that might have been a good one right there because that was going to be 7 against 6 or 5. And we'll put it this way: nobody yet here in any of these two. The first assaults that I launched were against SED skirmish units. Well, they have to retreat unless they're in a post. So they all retreated behind the line of infantry and artillery here. And then we did a follow-on assault. And he was successful and drove this infantry, broke it and drove it back, which means this guy had to roll for morale, and he passed. But then this guy right here, he was going to assault these guns. And probably good for him that he got chased away, because once those cannons fire at fucking point blank range, it wasn't going to be pretty anyhow.
See, the one thing I always have a problem with, and Napoleonics, American Revolution, ACW, how long do I sit there and shoot before I run into steel on steel? That's the one thing because I always feel like I don't shoot enough and soften them up enough. So when
Right.
I actually am running into the engagement, I usually get butchered. So
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, this, just in the couple months I've had this and been playing it, I'll run into that one unique case where you think you got something good going on, and one dice roll just jacks it all up.
oh yeah,
Which is possible.
war would be boring if you knew exactly what was going to happen all the time. Well, wargaming would be boring. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
It certainly wouldn't be gaming.
Yeah.
That's something I find myself guilty of every now and then, is getting frustrated that it might not have gotten a historical result. It's one of those, that is the whole reason I'm doing this. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
nobody plays a game. We would just, be real bored.
Oh,
yeah.
man. Well, guys, we are coming up onto 2-hour mark.
Yeah, buddy. Let's do it. Hell yeah.
Thought this was a 24-hour paint challenge.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
that.
I thought this was the 12-hour ender.
No, that's next Friday.
I will not, unfortunately, be here, and that really fucks me up.
I apologize. I'm sorry for that.
It's not your fault. That's my fault.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're the one that's gonna have a fucking job.
Well, yeah. It's kind of a bitch sometimes, but yeah,
It happens, right? It happens.
it does.
That being said, we do have this coming Wednesday, and then we've got we got some thunder. Then we've got I'm going to be on a Hissy Cat show on Thursday night, and Thursday night's they're gonna have Mark Walker there. Talk to him a little bit about what he's got going on over at Flying Pig Games, and then Friday night we got the. Normally we've got the Friday night just paint and chat on Discord, but I think this like this week when I'm going to get home at around 6 or so, going to go live, and we're going to go at least until midnight, and we'll see how everybody's doing at the midnight mark, and see if we want to go until 6 a.m. We'll see. No promise.
Hell yeah.
And then we might not have a Saturday night show because going till 6 a.m. Saturday morning. But then again, we might. Who knows? So, anywho, I want to thank everybody that was with us tonight. Devin, thank you for showing up tonight. I appreciate it. McMurray, glad you're back from the woods, at least for the weekend. Hexy, thanks for being on.
You bet.
And then I got Mike and Doug and let's see, me, Andrew, Mike, and Doug, and we had Charles and Nguya. My brother was here for a little while. Chris Long was with us. Warmut hopped online and was in the chats. All great to see you. I appreciate it. Telemachus was with us earlier. And so once again, thanks everybody. Without you guys, I would just be fucking talking to myself, and that's just weird.
And you do that enough as it is in your own personal life.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Devin, don't skip out right away as soon as we.
Yeah, I'll stick around.
I got a couple of questions, not about World at War. Don't worry about that. So, but anyway, guys, thank you all so much, and until next time, we will definitely see you on the flip side.